Oh, good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for coming tonight. You probably don't know me, but as Renee said, I am Alex Grayman. I am an Imagineer. I've been with Walt Disney Imagineering since about 1998. I'm hoping at least some of you have been able to travel and see some of my work around the world at our Disney parks. Maybe Tokyo Disneyland, you've been to Monsters, Inc. Maybe Hong Kong Disneyland, you saw Fantasyland there. At Walt Disney World, you've seen Toy Story Midway Mania, and here in Disney's California Adventure, I'm going to hope that at least the bulk of you have seen my work here, and that would be Monsters, Inc. attraction and Disney Animation. And of all the things that I tend to list when I talk about the things I worked on, it's Disney Animation that usually gives me the most applause. So I'm hoping to be able to top that now because I was one of the original concept designers on Little Mermaid, Ariel's Undersea Adventure. And when that attraction opens, I think, actually I just got to walk through that this morning and it's very exciting. I think it's going to be a lot of people's new favorite Disney attraction. Here at Walt Disney Imagineering, at the Blue Sky Cellar, this kind of, as a concept, as an idea, as a physical place that's around us, it was very important to us as Imagineers, even when we were thinking about the California Adventure Expansion Project from the very beginning. We really wanted to have a place where we could share with our guests a lot of the things that we had planned and that we had up our sleeves, a lot of the magic, a lot of the fun. But as excited as we were for that, we also were very excited about the opportunity and the chance to tell the Imagineering story, the story of the process of what we do here to bring these stories to life. One of the things that we like to do, of course, is not just put up, we like to tell that process story. So one of the things we like to do is not just put up something that would be just a finished, polished concept piece of art or a marketing piece of art. What we'd rather do is tell the story of how we got there. So one of the things, excuse me, maybe what we could do, I think, is maybe just go around and take a look at some of the things that you've been taking a look at while you were mingling before we came in here. Actually, one of those process stories that I think, maybe I'll start with that. One of the process stories I think that would be a really good example of what we do. Maybe you noticed on one of those desks back there as you were mingling around, I put just six of the dozens and dozens and dozens of concept ride layouts that I did for Little Mermaid. They're all dated and they are all at the same scale, so it's a very apples to apples comparison. You could start as a guest looking at that very top plan. It would be the very first one that I actually released to our team, and you'll find that it is pretty much nothing like the actual building that we're building right now. But if you worked your way down to that very bottom one that was created probably about a year after that first one, you'll find that with a few tweaks, it actually is very much like what we're building just down the road here. Another interesting process thing that that I like to showcase here, you'll find on a lot of the boards, there's a lot of concept art that really isn't about things that we've built or ever will build. It really is more about kind of the inspiration for or something that led to or inspired the things that we did end up actually building. And then another really fun thing I think you'll find in a couple of places, I found some actual drawings and working drawings and concept drawings that have art directors' markups, little red notes that he or she has made to his designers. And I think that really shows our process story. Our rule of thumb is it's about 4 years from our first idea to the opening day. And what you'll find is that rarely, if ever, that first idea looks anything like what you see on opening day. So here at Blue Sky Cellar, we like to kind of focus on that time frame between what happened on that first idea and what happened on opening day. So why don't we start now, and I'll just show you some of the things that we've had it here for this new version of Blue Sky Cellar. Hopefully you weren't rushing too much as you came in the building and you had time to stop and take a look at our new Cars Land overlook panel out on the patio. What that is, we have a kind of an elevated view here at Blue Sky Cellar. So you can look out actually over the construction fence into Cars Land. So we've provided kind of a panoramic, abstract, or stylized panoramic view with text that kind of points out a lot of the important landmarks that you're seeing over the fence there in Radiator Springs. The first thing you probably saw as you came into the Blue Sky Cellar was that board that showcases the new Disney California Adventure attraction posters. Finally, Disney California Adventure. How embarrassing.
It's yours.
So Disney California Adventure finally gets to have its own version of attraction posters. That's kind of a tradition that Disneyland's been carrying on since 1956. We're debuting the first 3 of a much larger series right here at the Blue Sky Cellar, and that's Mickey's Fun Wheel, California Screamin', and Silly Symphony Swings. The next board, as you move down, we're showcasing Buena Vista Street, which of course is our new hub and entry area of the park, and currently in the early stages of construction. You'll see some concept sketches, some early concept sketches, really, done by the creative director for that area of the park. And there's a bird's eye view of the turnstile area and some concept art on the red car trolley. I wanted to keep that area just a little bit looser because plans aren't finalized, but our initial thinking is that our next show here in Blue Sky Cellar is going to be all about Buena Vista Street. So I didn't want to tease I didn't want to give away too much of the story there. Moving down, we have Paradise Pier, and we're going to kind of wrap up Paradise Pier on this board here with the stuff that's still under construction and is opening later this year. The 2 restaurants and that beautiful outdoor seating area between them, and Goofy Sky School, which is the thematic overlay for the existing Mulholland Madness attraction. That last board you see is the Hollywood area of the park. And you'll see some concept sketches of Hollywood Boulevard with the red car there. And you'll also see the Playhouse Disney building as it's being converted over to Disney Junior. You'll notice a lot of the kind of contemporary graphics are being removed in favor of a more period flavor there. And then on this wall, you'd see the glass cabinet. That's pretty near and dear to our hearts because that is very changeable on the fly. We can zoom down from Glendale anytime we like when we see something come through the office that we can just pop it in real quick if it's a little artifact or a little photograph or something. Right now we're showing some stills from the production of our Blue Sky Cellar video shoot. We have an aerial photograph that was taken just a couple of weeks ago, so it's very current. And we actually left up the aerial photograph that was in there previously from about 6 months ago, and you can really see the difference between what happened in those 6 months. Moving around here into the screening room, you may have noticed that we've updated all the photographs of my fellow Imagineers at work here on the walls. There was nothing wrong with the old ones. They've been here since we opened about 2 years ago. And we've also updated this Walt portrait. We now have Walt walking in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle under construction in 1955. Probably one of the biggest wows that we have here for this redo of Blue Sky Cellar is our Enchanted Artwork. I'm sure everyone had a chance to take a look at that. It is indeed art. You may not know it. There is an actual printed picture in that frame. The very cool effect you're seeing, though, is due to a projection. We project the exact same image back onto itself, very tightly registered. And once you're doing that, that gives you those very vibrant colors that it's almost impossible to get any other way. Once we're doing that projection, though, we've decided you can manipulate that projection any way you choose. And in this case, we've just decided to add some animated magic. There's some very obvious things like the Tower of Terror lightning strike or the World of Color show that goes off. And then there's some very subtle things like the fireflies that dance over in Bugs Land and some of the blinking neon in Radiator Springs downtown area. This process was developed internally at Imagineering, If you're familiar at all with the updates that were installed recently at Snow White's Scary Adventure, this is a very close cousin to that same technique.